Hello YouTube and welcome to a Total Warhammer 2 replay. I don't usually post my replays, but this one I had to do. So I was playing the campaign, I was on my last ritual and I had the Skaven intervention army. While I was trying to intercept the armies to kind of divide them, I was ambushed. Not by one, not by two, but three Skaven armies. Three final stage intervention armies. And here you can see my army. A good army, a seasoned one, mostly blackguard, some dark shards, witch elves, couple of dragons, hydra, cold ones. But my main focus is on the heroes, couple of sorceresses, extremely good dead hag named Tressa, and Morathi the Dark Sorceress, of course. So, the first situation is unfortunately difficult for me as I'm being ambushed. I'm flanked from my right side and I have two armies coming from behind me. So of course I want to find a good place where the outnumbering faction doesn't count so much. I need to find myself a safe haven where I can hold my ground, and I decide this small nook here should do the trick. I got high ground there and a safe place where the numbers of the Skaven don't matter. But because the Skaven have siege equipment, I have to take them down. As you can see, they start bombarding my army straight away. And they hit barely my blackguard, but I have to take them back, take them away, so I straight away take my dragons and sorceresses and try to hit the Skaven catapults and destroy them before they can actually make any damage, or when I get to my chosen battleground, they can't bombard me from far. And here you can see my sorceresses are extremely good. They are all level 40 and really powerful, so I try to use them wisely. And if you can see here, my dragons are having a tough time because the Skavens are having a lot of missile infantry here, and my dragons don't like it. But as I'm focusing on here, trying to keep my dragons and sorceresses safe, I make a mistake. I leave Morathi alone here in a place where she shouldn't be alone, with Skavens coming left, right, all around her, and suddenly she's circled completely, surrounded by rats and fighting for her life. I'm still concentrating on the plague catapults, trying to destroy them, break them, force them to abandon them, and at the same time save my dragons and sorceresses as they are vital for my survival. And then I finally notice that Morathi is fighting alone against warlord and hundreds of Skavens.
Kill dark ones!
She's just waving her blade, killing Skavens left and right, but there's too many. And even though she's really skilled, she isn't a frontline fighter. At least not the same way as a warlord is, so she's hopelessly outclassed, outnumbered. So as I try to bring my units back, bring my shades back behind my line, get it all done, I noticed that I am actually having a problem. Morathi is in huge danger, so I start spamming spells on top of her and all the Skavens. I'm trying to use the masked Skaven as a perfect location where to drop them and try to save Morathi, but there's still simply too many of them. It's almost impossible for her to disengage. So I bring back my sorcerers, my dragons, and try to use them to save her. And while all this is happening, while my main line here is forming up and waiting, and my vanguard is fighting to try to contain their army and save Morathi, I'm having these two huge armies slowly walking towards me. And they are tied, both of the armies are tied, but they're walking, they're coming in all calm, easily, slowly. They don't have any rush. This first army is just to tie me, to spend my troops, spend my units, spend my ammunition. They have all the time they can, and these armies, all in all, outnumber me almost 1 to 6, but not all of the units are on the field just yet. You can see I'm trying to take my dragons, use their noxious breath to cause as much damage as I can, and at the same time I'm spawning spells here, burning Skavens, dropping the siege of the warlord. I'm doing all I can so I could save Morathi. But it's all for naught. She breaks. And even then she can't do anything because there's too many of them, so I'm trying to at least take the advantage of the situation and hold the Morathi move back just enough so she can regroup and join with my main army. And while my sorcerers and dragons are trying to help her, they are pummeled by the ranged units, which are making huge death. Though I have to say that these Skavens, they don't really care about their own, and they are also killing some of their own while trying to take down Morathi. Lucky for me, I left Morathi behind and she was stuck there. It helped me considerably because I could mass Skaven in one place and just destroy their with some concentrated spells. And I got lucky. Having my sorcerers next to her caused Morathi to rally, and I could easily join her back with my ranks. So I decided to pull back, take all my units back to the battle line and prepare for the oncoming slaughter that is incoming. Luckily I have seasoned archers. My dark shards, as you can see, the rank is really high. They are fought from really early on in the campaign with my armies, so they know what they are doing. The only concern is the amount of ammunition they have. They are bound to run out. So the first Skaven army charges on my right flank. Warlord pummeling with in the midst of my witch elves. Luckily, the warlord is out of control, though he is actually causing damage on my dark shards. My spellcasters are trying to cause as much damage as they can, and unfortunately there's some deathcloak bombardiers who bombard my blackguard, really causing damage, and bring my sorcerers in to try to break them. Unfortunately for me, this clanrat spears unit and one stormwind unit are almost the only units that decide to use this close edge to retreat. Every single other unit goes back to where they came from, which means they can and they will come back because they are Skaven. There you can see the army regrouping and again starting to bombard my troops. Luckily, most of my army is blackguard. They are perfect at holding their line. With some of the heavy beasts, good archers, and so on, I have a possibility that I might actually at least take 2 of the 3 armies down before I'm wiped out. But as you can see, even though I managed to take down a significant portion of the army, the Skaven army is just increasing in size as more and more and more units enter the fray. So far so good. My left flank took a little bit of beating. The Skavens are bombarding it relentlessly, and I can't pursue them, so I bring my Hydra and try to burn the Skaven. Even though only a few Skaven runners are burned by the fiery breath of my Hydra, they break and retreat. Unfortunately, they aren't shattered like some of the other units, so they'll be coming back. But that's how it goes. And even though I should conserve some ammunition, I just have to make sure that at this point I do as much damage as I can on the Skaven to shatter the units, to make sure that they don't come back again like these do. Plague monks spreading plague wherever they go. Nevertheless, I can quite safely say that I managed to break and destroy the first army. There's just some remnants left, my sorceresses and archers, making short work of them. As I shatter the last remnants of the first army, trying to throw some spells in to kill some of the units and make sure that they don't come back. And while my troops are taking a breather, you can see that the battlefield isn't too bad. There were some casualties on my ranks, the warlord especially coming in and doing some damage, but mostly it's just purple of the Skavens, dead and or dying. I don't know, I suppose they are all dead. But the main event is just about to start. I'm still having almost 2 times more units coming in than what I had in the first army. So while the Skavens are marching in, I'm trying to take my sorceresses and use all the winch of magic power that I have and throw in spells using arcane conduit to increase my spell power. The Skavens are in such tight clumps that even one single spell can wreak huge damage on them, and I'm trying to take all the possible advantage of that. Unfortunately, this is just the vanguard of the second and third armies, with more coming in. You can see rat ogres coming in, several units of them, more runners coming in, more. It's just so hopeless situation. But if I'm going down, I'm going to take the Skavens with me. Burn, baby, burn. And so the second engagement begins with my archers laying some fire on the stormworms coming in. I decided the best way of engaging them is not to spend my executioners here, but bringing my death hag, which is extremely potent. She is a killing machine, and as she pummels into the stormvermin, the casualties are starting to mount, even though the stormvermins are seasoned. This way I can keep my executioners out of combat for a while. And the Skaven start charging. An enormous army coming through the woods. More units coming in from the front. My Hydra trying to do some damage, burn them. exhaust them a little bit. But there they're coming. My archers tear down the first wave, but Skaven sorceresses are making sure that my center is feeling the heat. Skaven warlord alone charging into the fray. Just jumping into my black guards. And the main bulk of the Skaven army, despite all the losses that they have taken, charge into the fray. The plague monks trying to take down my black guard. And I'm almost in a situation that my army special abilities are engaged. There we go. So now my black guard should do a lot of damage. But there's just so many of them, and they're all concentrating on my right flank. So I decided bringing my dragons. I have lessened the pressure on my black guard, especially since there's the Skaven sorceresses doing some damage, but there's just so many of them. My dead hag having a slaughter, just killing the Skaven on her own field, but even she's getting damaged. My dragons, Vorati, Hydra, all the big units, all the special units, doing their best trying to cause as much damage as they can. And some of the Skavens are actually breaking slowly, but there's just so many of them. So I decide that I have to bring in my gold knights. Trying to use them to flank and hit the back of the Skaven army before more reinforcements can come in. There's just so many of them, and I just can't take my left flank just yet and hit them. I can't risk it with them, because then they would be flanked by runners coming in. Even though the situation looks good, my dragons are starting to wear down. My whole ones charging into the fray with full speed and turning down the Skaven army with my beam, making huge havoc with Skavens, clanrats, my archers dropping some missiles on. And luckily I can actually direct some of the fire from my archers on incoming reinforcements, just slightly delaying them. And I also bring my witch elves. Excellent close combat in the fray. Here you can see my second dragon is almost spent. Some gutter runners bounding her. Here my witch elves come in to support Vorati. Her agility power making huge damage, and there we go. Unfortunately my dragon decides that this is the time she doesn't want to be here, and she bolts. And also my cold knights are spent. Nothing more, and even though it seems that I managed to rout the army and I get my dragon back, it's only for a moment, as the dragon will soon decide that's screwed, I'm heading home. And since I don't have any cold knights soon, cold ones soon, I'm trying to do my best to pursue the army. The second dragon just left. Trying to make sure that the army is getting back, but as I break my line, I get rat bombers coming in, charging my witch elves. The situation is bad, my line is completely broken, I get more and more fresh units coming in. The Skavens are bombarding me heavily, so I have to take my Witch Elves back. They just can't handle rat progress. Some of my Dark Shards are trying to pursue the enemy. I'm bringing my Black Guard, hold the enemy, but the forest hides even more Skavens coming in. So I pull back my Witch Elves to try to save them. My Dragon and Hardgarnet Executioners try to pursue the right side of the Skaven army back, but it just wasn't to be. So I had to pull them back as there's more and more coming in. My Hydra and Morati are trying to hold on, try to keep the Skaven away as I reform my line. Some of the last old one knights coming in just to die in the midst of heavy fighting. And you can see the casualties starting to mount up. The Skavens have lost almost 5,000 men dead and routed, and I barely get my line back on. The Skaven charge in once again. Even though I have managed to take down a significant portion of the Skaven army, they still outnumber me almost 2-1, and more are coming. Fresh units, all my units are tired or exhausted. Some of the left flank is still quite fresh, but they are just spending my units heavily. Morati alone spinning in the middle of all the rats, doing huge amount of deaths and damage, while my Blackguard and Executioners and Monsters are just trying to hold on, and I try to bring Morati back in behind the lines. You can see gutter runners are just bombarding my right flank, and it's starting to look like it's going to collapse. Death Hag, Dragons, Witch Elves, Sorceresses, they're all taking damage, so I decide to bring in my left flank. Now is the moment. I have to bring them in. Charge on the flank of the rats, the Skaven, and try to break them so I can have a moment of respite, to let my troops rest and again reform. But as I think that this is almost done, I'm just thinking that not too much left. There's more coming in. More rat ogres in full strength. More runners. It just looks so bad. This is going to be a glorious last stand, but a last stand nonetheless. But my flanking attack was actually successful with my Hydra, Morati, the Blackguards charging in from the flank, my Shade charging in from the flank. I managed to break the main army and buy myself again a little bit more time. You can see that the bombard is relentless with my Blackguard taking huge amounts of casualties, fire coming from all directions, trying to sally forth to stop rat poppers, gutter runners from overwhelming my Blackguard units. And again my line is broken. I'm bringing my dragon, trying to take the units away, but just when I'm thinking that this is done, I get some doom wheels coming in. The wheels shooting at my units, breaking my formation. The shock value is huge. And with my formation again broken, I have reformed once again to try to get some cohesion in my army. And you can see the units just charging in again I'm trying to bring my black guards back as fast as I can. My dead hag and dragon fighting in the lake, trying to stop units. Morathi and Hydra luckily managed to break the charge of the rat progress and I get my black guard back in line and reform my line. But here you can see, this is where the line was. Here my black guard fought against the Skaven. And this is where they have been pushed back, slowly but surely. The combined effort of the Skaven firepower, the Skaven elites coming in, they're just pummeling my units. Luckily my dragon and dead hag are doing some fine job, forcing some of the Skaven units to go all the way back out of the field. But I'm losing men, I'm losing a lot of men to the firepower of the Skaven gut runners. My Hydra is almost spent, I have a doom wheel almost behind my lines. It's looking bad. But from up here you can see the amount of fighting, the amount of casualties that I managed to inflict on the Skaven. And I'm starting to be there. I'm almost there. But the problem is, my archers don't have any ammunition. My frontline units are almost spent. If this line breaks, there's nothing to stop it from collapsing. And as the rat ogres doom wheels all charge in, I have to again bring my left flank, try to close the Skaven army and force them to flee. Unfortunately the doom wheels and the rat ogres are proving to be a challenge, and with all the firepower coming in, I'm just losing men. Even my dark shards, who have been quite safe so far, are having their own share. Even with their shields, men are going down left and right. So I bring again Morathi. She holds the line, while my Hydra and my left flank again sally forth, trying to push back the Skaven. But unfortunately for me, even though my dead hag is there fighting against the poison grenadiers, the Skaven are just too fast, and I can't pursue them too long because there's more units coming in. The forest is hiding even more runners, and I have to go back, only to be bombarded right in the back with my shades and witches falling. It was a good effort, but a doomed one. So, once again, I tried to reform my line and managed to push them back. I managed to push the Skaven back. And back here, I'm trying to do some damage on their flanks with my dragon, killing the black claw catapults. I once again form my line for the onslaught that is coming. I bring my Morathi back in the battle of fighting against the rat ogres. She spins and weaves her weapons like a champion, but it's just barely enough as my executioners are crumbling. There's still so many of the Skaven and mostly ranged units. I try to use my sorceresses to kill some of them, or at least hold off some of the more dangerous ones. I can't pursue them, they're too fast. So I just have to take all the incoming fire and try to hold on. My Hydra trying to pursue the enemy army. Morathi fighting alone again. against the army of Skaven. But I know I can't stay like this and be bombarded too much, so I sally forth once more against the Skaven forces with my Black Guard charging in their flanks. I start to slaughter them and breaking the army. And now it seems that I actually managed to break their army completely. And there you have it. I can't believe that this death or glory last stand actually ended in glory. It's just remarkable. I fought against army that was almost 6 times the size of the army, and these weren't any clanrats. They were all seasoned, high-tier units charging in. And oh boy, did it cost me. The field is littered with pink, with some of my cold ones visibly see. You can see some dual wheels there, but then you have the main battle line, mostly just pink and purple, mixed with some of the black of my Black Guards and Dark Elves. My Marathi, my Dark Sorceress Queen, trying to exact some kind of vengeance on the Skavens, just pursuing them all the way. My Dragon and Sorceress doing the same, trying to cause as much damage as they can, just out of spite, not because that it actually matters, just to wreak some vengeance. But it was close. It was close that my line would have broken. 28 units, 28 men in my units out of 100 left. It was so close that my front line would have broken, and most likely my whole army would have collapsed in that. But here you have a good battle line where the Skavens couldn't use their superior numbers. I managed to hold them off. This was surprising. I tried before this battle all the possible ways to stop this battle from happening, because I knew that if this happens I won't win. But here you have it. I actually won it. And you can actually see the units that the Skaven army had here. These aren't clanrats. You have Stormworm, Dead Runners, Gutter Runners, Rat Ogress, Plague Monks. You have just a handful of clanrats. Every other unit was a high-tier seasoned unit. And I managed to win. I lost half of my army. I only lost my Cold One Knights completely wiped out. Every single other unit was more or less surviving one, though with the numbers, with the health, just barely. And you can see the amount of damage my units did. The dragons, especially the other one, almost 400 kills. My Hydra, almost 300. My Death Hag, almost 500 kills. And having fought against 6,000 Skaven, I'm happy they did. So this was the replay, the battle. I don't usually share this because I don't really care, but this one was amazing in my opinion. Write in the comments, do you agree, was this actually a good fight? Like really well defended? Or am I just thinking myself? Did you have any kind of battles like this where you are hopelessly outnumbered and no hope of winning, but you stand your ground and you actually win? Either way, thank you for watching and have a good games, guys.